What is epsilon closure? Epsilon closure is a set of all states reachable from state Qi using epsilon moves. In this epsilon closure of each and every state, the state itself is also included. What does it mean? Let's see one example and try to find out the epsilon closure of each and every state. Let's see that epsilon closure of state Q0. What we need to check? We need to check that if we give Q0 state epsilon move, at which states we will reach. From this diagram, you can see that if we give Q0 state epsilon move, we will reach at the Q1 state. So we need to write Q1 state. But before we find out any epsilon closure of Q0 state or any state, we need to write the state itself also. That means if we want to find out the epsilon closure of Q0, then we need to write state itself Q0. If we want to find out the epsilon closure of Q2, then we need to write first the state itself, that is Q2. Okay. Now see that for the Q0 state, is there any epsilon move? If we give, then we will reach at some state. Yes, apart from this epsilon move, there is also one epsilon move here. If we give Q0 state epsilon move, we will reach at Q7 state. So we need to write that state also. Now we need to check for the state at which we reached. That is, if we give Q0 state epsilon move, we reached at Q1 and Q7. So for these two states, we need to check that if we give both the states epsilon moves, at which state we will reach. So let's check for the Q1 state. If we give Q1 state epsilon move, we will reach at two states, Q2 and Q4. So we need to write those states also, Q2 and Q4. Now, for Q7 state, we need to check that is there any epsilon moves? No, there is no epsilon move, so we do not need to worry for the Q7 state. Now, for Q2 and Q4 state, we need to check again epsilon moves. Is there any epsilon moves? No. So we need to stop here. Like this, we can find the epsilon closure of each and every state. Suppose now we want to find out the epsilon closure of Q4 state. So what we need to see, what we need to write first, state itself. Now need to see that whether it is any epsilon move. For Q4 state, there is no epsilon move. So we need to stop here. Like that we can find for other states also. Here you can see that we have find out epsilon closure of each and every state. This is how we can find epsilon closure.